North Korea conducted its third nuclear test on Tuesday in defiance of existing UN resolutions, angering the United States and Japan and prompting its only major ally, China, to call for calm. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, the third of his line to rule the country, has presided over 2 long-range rocket launches and a nuclear test during his first year in power, pursuing policies that have propelled his impoverished and malnourished country closer to becoming a nuclear weapons power. U.S. President Barack Obama labeled the test a, quote, highly provocative act that hurt regional stability, and he pressed on for new sanctions on the isolated country. China, which has shown signs of increasing exasperation with its neighbor, repeated its calls for denuclearization of the Korean peninsula, and it urged its client state and others to react calmly.
They're claiming that they tested a miniaturized nuclear device. If that turns out to be true, it means that for the first time, they may be able to put that device on a missile and credibly target South Korea, Japan, and eventually the United States. It certainly is a cry for attention. They use these things, these sorts of tests, in hopes of extracting concessions from the United States. That being said, this test was more powerful than their second test, which was more powerful than their first test. So we like to make fun of North Korea as sort of a backwards technological country, but in fact, even with very limited testing, they're able to make technological progress.
There really aren't any very good economic targets to go for with North Korea in terms of sanctions, because their economy is just terrible, and the country's been used to living with a terrible economy, with most of its citizens on the verge of starvation for decades now. So really the only place to apply pressure is on China. I mean, China is the reason that North Korea can exist in any format right now under its current governing regime. And the United States relationship with China has been very, very, we would say, strained of late. We had a bit of a human rights showdown with China last year over Chen Guangcheng, the blind Chinese dissident who now lives in the United States and works at New York University. But we haven't really done very much on China on human rights because our economy is pretty much dependent on China's right now. And we've made it very, very difficult for the United States to apply pressure to China economically because anything we do to China ends up coming back and biting us. So I think we actually have very few options left on the table in terms of economic participation with other countries to apply pressure to North Korea.